Hey, what's up? It's Valar. Hope everybody's doing well. Just wanted to touch base with you guys, have a little bit of fun out here. This is actually someone that I was in Chosen's Chofly Academy with when it first started. So Simbel's been around the Chofly community for quite a long time, but she finally spent down the 20,000 energy that she had saved up, which is awesome. Anyway, she asked me to re-gear her account. I was just watching Brad on stream one night on Twitch, and she said, "Hey, can you re-gear my account for me?" And I'm like, "Sure, I'll give it a shot." So she doesn't have a whole ton of stuff. I believe she's maintained mostly a free-to-play aspect, even though she's got the raid pass here. But she's got some good champions. So I actually just got everybody unequipped. So I'm going to try to go through here and see if there's some builds we can do. This is going to be challenging because there's really not much gear on this account at all. So there's not been much dungeon farming at all. So we'll see. The top 6 is really what she was kind of most interested in. So Skull Crown, Kale, Cold Heart, Bad L, Roshkard, and Juliana. But she's got some pretty good champs right here actually too. I think that can build her a solid, really good foundation. She's missing counterattack. She's missing a couple things, but this is pretty. I mean, she's got Bad L. I don't have Bad L. I don't have Roshkard. I don't have Ignatius or Abyss either. So there's some really good stuff in here, actually. So really, I'm going to try to help her out because let's see where she's at, actually, too. I didn't even look, actually, before. So let's actually go look at the dungeon stages because she said she wants the most help in dungeons. So we'll see where she's at in the Golem. I'm going to say she hasn't gotten very far. Most of the gear she had is actually white and like green or yellow gear, whatever that is. You know, common and uncommon. So she's almost to stage 13 on Ice Golem. That's actually good. So I'm going to give her a couple recommendations here in this video too. So I would actually say farm stage 13 if she can. She can actually do 12 or something like that too. But 13 would be the good point where she could start getting some 6-star gear. It's very, very rare for her to get any 6-star gear. But she could get some of it. And that's kind of the thing she needs to do is really some gear farming. She has like almost no accessories. So this video is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I thought it was kind of fun. Why not help her out? She's the same thing on Dragon actually too. It looks like she's got to get into stage 13 there. I feel like we got teams that we could actually do this with for sure. For Dragon at least. Golem might be a little bit different. But Dragon, we can actually get her there. And I feel like she should focus on that and actually kind of get some more lifesteal and especially speed gear. That would really actually help out a lot in her account. So that would be what I'd recommend. Spider, I can't imagine she's very far in Spider. Stage 10. Okay, if she can at least get to stage 10. Wow, stage 9, 9 minutes and 36 seconds. Okay. So this is obviously a big challenge right now. Maybe not so much of a focus. She doesn't have a lot of AoE besides Skull Crown from what I remember. But if geared correctly, I think she could do it. Now, what I really think she should focus on first is actually farming Dragon. And if it has to be Dragon 13, no problem. For where she's at with her gear, her account and everything too. Because you got to look at it like we're all at different stages with our accounts, right? Some of us can farm stage 20 on everything and we're quite endgame. I'm like 3 out of 4 on endgame dungeons now. I can do Fire Knight, Dragon, and Golem at 20, but I'm slow at most of them. Dragon I can do in like 2 or 3 minutes, which isn't exactly speed farming, but it's not terrible. And then Spider, I'm like on 18, but I have to manual it. I can't do it. I'm stuck in figuring out auto teams on Spider and everything on myself. So let's see where she's at Minotaur too. Hopefully she can grind Minotaur at the top stage. I'm not really sure. No, she's grinding Minotaur 13. Okay. So yeah, Dungeons really is where she needs to kind of get the most bang for her buck. So I'm going to try to go through here and actually see if I can re-gear some of her champions. I think the priority should be Skull Crown, Kale, Bad L, Juliana, Roshkard. I'm trying to see if there's anything more defensive there too. So I'm thinking Ignatius too, because that's actually that would actually help with Spider a lot. Now she doesn't have Ignatius built up at all, but he's got the stun there. He's an AoE that has a 50% chance to place a provoke debuff for 1 turn on everyone, and then an AoE that has a 75% chance to place HP burn for 2 turns, and it can't be resisted. So, and defense in all battles by 25%. I think it would be good for her to actually develop Ignatius as well. Ignatius is definitely not a Vault Guardian. This guy's phenomenal. And Kymar as well. So I'd almost say her spider team should be Kale, maybe Bad L, but that would be more for the continuous heals. Kale, Bad L, Kymar, Ignatius, and what does Abyss do? I'm not even sure because I don't have her. Okay, that's actually good. All right, so she's gonna want to use Abyss especially for dungeons. So Simbel, this is actually a huge skill for dungeon waves because decreased defense will make it easier for you to get through the wave. So Abyss needs to be prioritized as well. You've actually got to get all these up to 6-star as well. So she's got AoE. Okay, whatever. Yeah, but that skill right there, it is a 4-turn cooldown, which can be booked to a 3-turn cooldown. But she's not in a stage where she has books and everything. But I would focus on this, actually. I really would. And I feel like she could complete some more content. She also got Crypt King Grawl, which is just another phenomenal champion. So that's the clan boss side. So she needs an attack down. He's got the attack down on the A1, which would place it for 2 turns. It's a 1-hitter, but that's all right. And then a 3-hitter that has the HP burn on it. And then this that does the freeze if they're under HP burn and extends the duration of any HP burns to 3 turns. Okay, so he's going to be the attack down. That's actually going to be useful as well. So dungeon-wise, Crypt King Grawl, because of this aura, which is 33% HP in all battles. I don't know who she's using in her dungeons, but I'm assuming it's going to be Kale. But Kale has an aura that's only 15% in all battles. Okay, Roshkard has the same too, aura. So maybe Roshkard would be a little bit better to put in lead right now, and he's got the block damage too. She did look like he used a couple books on him too. And he's got block cooldown skills and block buffs, debuff for 2 turns, and then block damage. Anyway, let's get into actually working out some of the skills here. Not some of the skills, excuse me, some of the champs. So let's work on Skull Crown first. So Skull Crown, I feel like you want to get as high crit and crit damage as possible, and her attack high too, obviously. But we're not exactly working with endgame gear here. We're working with very, very beginner gear. So let's see what we got in the offense side. And, I mean, that's a really good piece right there, actually. So her crit rate, this is one of her best pieces probably that I've seen across her entire stash of gear, which is only 290 pieces out of 700. She doesn't have exactly a lot of gear here. And you can see there's a ton of, common and uncommon type stuff as well. There are some decent rares, but there's a bunch of stuff with, like, terrible flat stats. Like, this is a Cell. It's a terrible piece, even though it's 6-star. But I went through and sold a whole bunch for her already. But I didn't sell a few things just because she may not have any better options. So I didn't want to oversell yet. But let's actually get Skull Crown built up a little bit here. So Skull Crown's going to have more AoE than Kale, which would also help more in Spider and more in Minotaur as well. I actually think Skull Crown is superior in dungeons to Kale, except that she does not have poisons. So that part is actually, I mean, they're both great though. So don't get me wrong with that. Kale's wonderful too. I love Kale. But anyway, let's equip this. Let's see what this other piece has. That's another good piece. So this is a good piece too. So she had pieces all over the place where it looked like there was 1 or 2 maybe good pieces on a couple champions, but nobody really had a fleshed out build. Like, nobody was like, this build is solid, makes sense for that one champion. I don't want her to feel like I'm just ripping everything off, but that's what I did. I ripped everything off of everybody, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to build these champions as best as I can. So let's see what the shield has. The crit damage is good on that. So there's no speed, which is meh. Okay, crit rate. I don't know if we have crit rate gloves, so let's see if these offense gloves are crit rate. They're crit damage. So that's actually good, though. So I'm going to put the crit rate, the one that has the 13% crit rate on here, and hopefully we can pick up enough crit rate to maybe put these crit damage gloves on her. We still don't have anywhere near enough crit rate yet. Attack percent, okay, and it has crit rate on it too. Now, Skull Crown can get away with having less speed, and I would say she doesn't have a ton of speed boots here either, I don't think. So let me just look through some of this stuff. Though there's a speed boot right there. There are some speed boots here on the crit rate gear. with an attack percent chest. Okay, that's actually kind of nice right there. What is the chest piece up here? Yeah, okay, so we're probably going to go with the speed boots there, unless the gloves can be, but I do need to get one more piece on her. Let's see. Alrighty, HP, attack. Man, some of the stuff's just terrible, actually. So, let's see. She doesn't need accuracy. Speed would be okay on her, too. HP, accuracy. See, there's a lot of gear on here that's not useful at all, really. So, all right, we did say we would go with those gloves. Let's see what happens if I put these gloves on her. I know I may have to unequip them again. Put these gloves on her, and then put the attack percent chest that was on the crit rate pieces here. So we'll equip this on her, and then she did have built up speed boots already. So built up speed boots there. That's not going to be wonderful. It's better than what she had. Her HP is super, super squishy, unfortunately. Oh my god, like way too squishy, actually. Alright. So that's something you want to watch out for. The attack's going to be better than what it was. Her speed's a little better. Her crit rate's not as high as it should be, but she's got more crit damage. So let's actually test out the Skull Crown here. I don't know if it can even endgame farm, actually. That's kind of where I'm at. Like I'm questioning if that's even going to be viable, actually. Does her Skull Crown have books too? Is the other thing I want to know. Let me see. Alright, so I don't think she does. No, she is booked. Okay. She doesn't have this. She needs one more book into that. One more book into that, and this is only for Sinesha, but okay. So she's got a few books in Skull Crown. Alright. The other thing, Simbel, that you got to do is focus on getting these to 6-star Ascension, too, because you won't be able to put... Well, you can on these two that you have. You can put the banners on them, but they need to be 6-star Ascended for you to do that. So 5 and 6-star Ascension is really, really important, not just for the minor substats that you get or the minor stat rolls that you get from it, but actually to be able to equip jewelry. That's the huge part of it, because that actually enhances your character so much more. And you want to farm Spider, get crit damage amulets, things like that. All right, let's give Skull Crown a whack. Use a couple bits of her energy here. Let's see if she could farm 12-3. I don't think it's going to be very fast. Okay, she was using Kale, actually. So let me see. All right, let's see here. Hopefully this doesn't fail miserably, because then I'm gonna look like a real asshole. All right, let's see. Oh, let's put it on auto. Sorry. Here we go. All right, perfect. So that's one shot. Let's hopefully do another one shot. No, it's gonna be a couple shots. So yeah, that part is where I was a little worried it wasn't going to be strong enough, because the stats aren't as good as what I'd hope. So hopefully she could even clear this stage. I don't know if she can. I'm a little bit nervous, actually, with that. I think it'll be okay right here, but we'll see. And she hasn't had her unkillable pop up yet, which is about to right there. There we go. So hopefully she can kill everybody right there. Okay, that's good. There we go. So it's slow, 43 seconds. But it works, right? So, and you're going to sell these shields. And that's the other thing, Simbel, so you can actually farm. I'd farm 12-3 Brutal for you. And sell the shields. Because even though 12-6 gives you a little bit more XP, the shields give you more silver, which you need for artifact upgrading. And that's going to be your big mission right now, is artifact upgrades. So Skull Crown, we'll leave Skull Crown at that right now, because that's probably the best we're going to do. With the gear that we have. So the other thing too is I didn't see any real. So you got an attack percentage one here, and a lot of this stuff is white gear. You know, none of this is gonna be that great. You want to run a crit damage amulet here when you get that, and then you want to look for substats like this: attack percent, defense percent. So that's actually good. HP percent, that type of stuff. You want percentage substats here. You want crit damage on the amulet, and then on the neck on her, you can get some more attack or something that has rolled a little bit of speed with it, and then has also percentage substats like HP and things like that. I'm not 100% sure. I think attack is on there too. Anyway, whatever. So that's her. Let's go with Kale now. I would say we need to put Kale in lifesteal. So let's see what kind of lifesteal pieces we get. Is Kale fully maxed out is what I want to know too. He should be. I mean, he's only... Okay, good. So Kale needs lifesteal gear. That would be my opinion on that. Lifesteal and speed, ideally. And hopefully you can get enough crit rate there. Let's see. That's a crit rate, crit damage. Okay. Is there any piece that has any speed? Okay, that piece has some speed. Alright, see, this is a challenge. What do we go with out of those weapons? That's a good weapon, but has no speed. Alright, so all these stats are stats that are good for Kale. The accuracy, the attack, the crit damage, all of them. Kale uses all of them. This is a nice piece, too. Same thing, but this one's okay. This one's good. It actually has a speed, so let's try to upgrade this. Let's at least upgrade it to 8. Hopefully we get a proc on the speed. If we don't get a proc on speed, then we're just kind of like, okay, attack is okay. Maybe I'm going to put this on him. Okay, perfect. I'm definitely going to put this on him now. We'll take it up to 12. For right now, I'm going to take things up to 12 because I'm only working with 7 million silver. If I went in here and just whipped everything up to 16, this 7 million silver would be gone within one hero probably. So right now, I'm just going to shoot for 12s, see what happens. And anything I have that she's actually already had before, that would be the ideal to do, is actually stuff that she's already used. Stuff that she's already had, kind of sitting around. Anyway, so hopefully we get a roll like crit rate or something here is kind of what I'm hoping for. So we'll see what happens. Don't know for sure, but hope it's crit rate. So, alright. Come on now. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing on this video. Because this is actually a lot longer than I probably thought it would be. We're already running up on 17 minutes of this video. This video is going to be an hour long if I keep going. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I think that's a good idea. Everybody gets the idea of what I just did with the skull crown there. I'm going to come back. She had no champions there before, so I'm going to actually pause the video right here. I'm going to come back and we're going to come in with HP's okay actually because she needs more HP. Anyway, I'm going to come back actually in a couple minutes here when we're toward the end. I've done all the off-camera stuff. I'm not going to sit here and grind through 30 pieces of gear on camera. All right, we're back. So all I could really do was re-gear 6 champions for Simbel here. So hopefully it's decent. We're going to test it out in Dragon 13 and see what happens. It could just fall flat on its face, but I didn't have much to work with. I'm going to recommend Simbel if we can get Dragon 13 farmed on here. Just focus the hell out of that. Get as much speed gear, lifesteal, accuracy stuff. It's going to take you some time. You're going to have to spend thousands of energy doing it. But I'm telling you, just spend... It's going to sound crazy, but like a month or two doing it. I mean, you got to do that. To actually just gather up a lot of gear. Sell all the gear that has flat percent... that has flat stats as the primary. I'm just telling you to make this easy. And then also anything with like crit damage, crit rate, that type of stuff you want on this. HP, defense, percentage you want. Percent. If it's flat, just sell it. Same thing over here. You want flat. You want percentage stats. So don't get the flat stats. Anyway, so here's where we got. We only got 300,000 silver left. There was like 9 million silver when I started this. Actually, it was about 7 million, and I sold a bunch of stuff to get to 9 million. This is the best I could do. The problem is a lot of these guys are going to be squishy. They got very low HP. So hopefully defensively, what I'm going to try to run is actually Roshkard in the lead with Battle, Juliana, Skullcrown, and Kale and Dragon. So we'll see what happens. We could get destroyed, I don't know. But also built up this, not built up, but here's Cold Heart for you. There's the stats on Cold Heart. She only needs 70% crit rate. And then you want to focus on crit damage for her. So I do have crit damage gloves on her. And I actually put an HP chest on her because she's really, really squishy. So you're going to want to get that up to 16. You don't need any more crit rate on her. You need more crit damage on her. So you want to get this up to 16. And you want to get this up to 16 too. because she's so squishy right now, she'll just fall over. And then you want to get her send it up to 6 stars and put a crit damage amulet up here. And then hopefully an accuracy banner. That's a little bit longer game. I think you should just focus on Dragon first. I did try something a little bit unique with Bat-El. I don't know if this is going to work out because it looked like you've been farming some Dragon. I put him on Relentless Gear because he actually had some decent Relentless pieces, and it procs an extra turn. That's what Relentless Gear does. It has an 18% chance to proc an extra turn. So you could potentially get Relentless Gear to actually have Bat-El go over and over. I have it on my Skull Crown, and I've had her go 3 times in a row before. Now, he doesn't have like an own ability that procs an extra turn. That would make it even more OP. But I figured I'd put it on Bat-El for you because you need the support from his heal, which is an AoE, and a 20% heal on the damage inflicted. He doesn't do a whole ton of damage, but this is actually a really good piece you had here, except it rolled crap. It would have been so much better if it rolled these other 2. But it's a 6-star attack percent chest. So that's good, except you got Garbo rolls on it. Maybe the next... Well, actually, it's not going to roll again because we took it up to 12 already. So it's not going to roll on any of those. Anyway, defense percent gloves. Put that on there because it had this HP substat and a little bit of accuracy on it too. Speed boots, this build's not that great. So maybe tweak that around a little bit. But his HP is 32,000. He's got 165 speed and 94 accuracy. You want his accuracy to get higher. That's another reason you want the Ascensions. You need an accuracy banner on him. You get an accuracy banner on him, get some more accuracy in here, and you're talking he's in 200 accuracy, which is what you want for him because of his poisons. You want these things landing too, right? Rosh card, here we go. We got Rosh card at 50-some-on-thousand HP, 51,000 HP, 161 speed, a little bit of accuracy, and then Juliana. So really I can only do these 6 to realistically get them anywhere. You do want to build Kymar and Ignatius, I feel like, too. A Cult Brawler, possibly, too. Crypt King Grawl, for sure. Just off the bat of what you have. Your Clan Boss team, for me, personally, I think you should do Crypt King Grawl, Bat-El, Kale, possibly Juliana and Roshkard, I guess, for what we have right now. That would be what I would use. Maybe you would even, in your case, maybe slot Talia in there. She's like an Aethel. She's got a 3-hit A1, but you're not going to... That's such a long-term thing, too, anyway. Anyway, let's just get to Dragon 13. Let's see if we can actually complete it. That's the goal for this. So if we can complete it, then I want you to just focus on that. I mean, look at the silver we drained right here, too. All right, so let's go... All right, I see what you were running there before. We could try that and see if that works, too. Because that's essentially... Let's see what happens. Well, let's see what happens. Because this was actually the team you were running. So I'm going to actually pause the video. And we're going to go through here and see if this team can actually survive. And I'll bring it in at the end if it does. Or I'll bring it back if it doesn't. Alright, looks like it's going to do it here. And actually it's going to do it in a little bit more than 2 minutes. So not too bad, actually, which is good. Because I don't even think she could complete this before. So that's pretty nice. So let's make sure we got... What do we got? We got a lifesteal piece out of it right away. So 203. Defense percent. See, this piece sucks, actually. The reason this piece sucks is because, it only has accuracy. It doesn't have anything else. If this had something like the accuracy plus a crit rate or something like that, it would be a keep. But in this case, it's actually a sell. So you've got to get... Don't, farm it with blue stacks or whatever auto clicker you're using overnight. Load up on the energy, farm it, go through each day, and then look at like what your gear is and say, okay, if this was defense flat, you would sell it right away. This is defense percent, and the accuracy is nice. You want something like a speed here or crit rate percent, that type of thing. If it doesn't have it, this is actually a sell. It's not that great of a piece. So... You're going to get better. This is good. I mean, maybe you'll get the Dragon 14 here. That was with the team. And there you go. You completed another challenge. So let me go with the team that I was going to recommend too and see what happens. If it's a difference, if it's faster. Or this team here is so your Kale, Bat-El, Cold Heart, Skull Crown, and Juliana. It'll do it in about 2 minutes. So you know that. Now let's kind of go back with what I was going to do. I was going to use Rosh card for the 33% in the battles. But you may not need that. So we'll see what happens. Where's Bad Al at, huh? Why can't I see him? There he is. I can never see these champions sometimes. Okay, so we'll run this one. A little bit different. We just basically replaced Cold Heart with Roshkard, which actually I believe would lower the damage, but he may actually get you further in Dragon only because he's got more defensive capabilities and he's got a lot more HP. So you may actually be able to push to like Dragon 15, maybe even to the Dragon 16, 17. And the good thing about Dragon 16 Plus is it stops dropping, mystery shards and that type of crap. You're just going to get gear. So if you can get to 16, ideally, that'd be the target I would shoot for you right now. But just farm what you can at this point is my recommendation. So this team's actually better. So if you look, before it took 2 minutes, although I don't know how long it took to get to the boss here. It might have taken a little bit longer because I really wasn't kind of paying attention. Anyway, so this may actually take a minute too. So it's possible this could actually be just about 2 minutes as well. Hopefully it's a little bit quicker actually, which would be nice. But either way, you're pretty much set now. This is what I would do if I were you. I mean, Dragon's kind of the first dungeon. Actually, it's not only the first dungeon, it's the main dungeon you want to farm for quite a long time because it's dropping speed. Speed is the best set in the game by far. And then it also has lifesteal. You need speed and lifesteal on your clan boss teams. So you've got really, really good champions for such a small roster, actually. So you should be happy about that. I'm actually going to leave the video at that after this passes here. But before I forget, hopefully this was an enjoyable video. It's the first time I've done something like this, and I'm never going to be able to do it right now for an endgame player. I would need someone like that to do it for me, actually. But I am actually tweaking my gear myself, moving things around, getting things better, so I can actually at least 4-key Ultra Nightmare. That's my goal right now. And I can get to all stage 20 dungeons. So I'm pretty much at endgame, just not fast endgame. So the other team was actually better as far as speed goes. It was a little bit quicker than this team. This team, like I said, is a little bit more defensive, but it's relatively the same. I mean, we're talking like 4 or 5 seconds difference here, so it's not like a big deal. But anyway, if you guys have made it this far, please like the video and please subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Thank you very much for the support. I look forward to seeing y'all soon in another Raid Shadow Legends video. Cheers.